In Maharashtra, India, there is a bustling village with a very strange architectural feature. Thousands live in Shani Shingnapur, yet you won't find a single door or lock on any of the houses, shops, or even the local bank. The residents aren't relying on a massive police force. Instead, they leave their homes completely exposed because of a deeply ingrained belief. Anyone foolish enough to steal here will immediately face the terrifying, inescapable wrath of the local deity. That deity is Shani Dev, and in this village he isn't represented by an ornate human-like statue, but by this raw, uncarved black stone slab sitting out in the open. The fear of what this god will do to wrongdoers is so absolute that it entirely replaces the need for physical security. It makes him the single most dreaded figure in all of Hindu mythology. In Vedic astrology, Shani, or Saturn, is widely feared as the ultimate harbinger of bad luck. Millions dread a period known as Sad Sati, a grueling 7.5-year astrological transit, where his creeping shadow falls over your life, bringing intense hardship, frustration, and delay. According to popular lore, his power is so potent that even a single direct glance from him is enough to instantly ruin a person's life. This widespread terror rests on a misunderstanding of his function. In the ancient texts, Shani operates as a mechanism of inescapable accountability. To understand why he is so uncompromising, you have to look at how he was born. Shani is the son of Surya, the sun god. Yet because Shani was born with a dark complexion, his father refused to accept him. The blindingly radiant sun god literally turned his back on his own son in the shadows. That profound early rejection severed his attachment to divine nepotism and family favors. It forged him into a fiercely independent entity. By existing outside the golden circle of divine favor, Shani developed a perspective free from the influence of status or bloodline. He entered his role as a celestial judge with no favors to return and no familial bonds to protect. This lack of bias is represented by his physical anomalies. For instance, Shani is almost always depicted looking downward. The texts explain this through a story about his wife. One day she approached him, but Shani was lost in deep meditation on Lord Vishnu and completely ignored her. Enraged by the intense neglect, she loudly cursed him, declaring that whatever he looked at directly would be destroyed. To deliver justice, he must be blind to the personal identity of the subject. He looks down precisely to ensure he does not destroy the person based on his own direct, focused gaze. Then there is his walk. The god of justice is famously depicted moving slowly, with a severe limp. This stems from a clash with Ravana, the demon king. When Shani defied him, Ravana took his sword and slashed right through his leg. These black stone figures represent the planetary deities, which operate like a mechanical clock. Shani took that blow from Ravana specifically because he was intervening to ensure the demon king's son was born under his correct, destined astrological chart, rather than a manipulated one. These physical markers are the direct results of his adherence to the law. The downward gaze and the limp are the scars of a deity who prioritized the integrity of the cosmic machine over his own physical well-being. That machine spares absolutely no one. When you look at the massive scale of Saturn against the void, it mirrors his jurisdiction. Even the supreme creators of the universe are subjected to his grueling planetary transits. There is a famous story where Lord Shiva, the destroyer of worlds, learned that Shani's transit was about to fall on him. To wait out the hardship, Shiva actually fled into a forest and disguised himself as an elephant. When the transit ended, Shiva proudly revealed himself, boasting that he had successfully hidden. Shani calmly replied, "You are the Lord of gods, yet my influence forced you to live in the dirt. That is my power." He applies the exact same terrifying rules to a petty thief stealing in a village as he does to the supreme gods governing the cosmos. These stories dismantle the idea that Shani operates on whim or malice. He does not invent curses or distribute bad luck to amuse himself. He operates strictly as a cosmic mirror. When you are moving through his transit, he simply calculates your past actions and spits out the exact mathematical results of your own karma. If those results are painful, it isn't because he is cruel. Complaining about Shani's wrath is essentially just complaining about the consequences of your own free will. Being punished by him during a 7-year transit is rarely comfortable, but it is also never intended to destroy you. Those periods of hardship are engineered stress tests. They are designed to crack your ego, strip away your hubris, and force you to build the kind of resilience and discipline you refused to learn when times were easy. If you ever find yourself fearing the wrath of Shani Dev, remember what you are actually afraid of. You aren't terrified of a god. You are terrified of your own actions finally catching up to you.